Hey guys, I hope you're well and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you can hear a little bit of noise in the background, it's just the heater and I do apologise for that. So today we're keeping things kind of simple, a little bit simpler than usual, but we're still continuing on the faux art trend that I'm on at the moment. I'm just loving faux art right now and I'm really enjoying teaching myself how to do various different faux art artwork. Yeah. So this little table was donated to me by All at Number One. It's a lovely painter called Carol, who's also based in Harrogate, and you should check her out because she does some beautiful whimsical pieces. So I'm going to give this a paint. I am feeling like I'm in the mood for a strong moody blue, and so yeah, I'm going to do a strong moody blue with some nice faux art florals, and that is the plan for today. So I'm going to paint a base coat on before I go in there with my blue. This is because I'm going to be blending slightly, and before I build up any colour I always like to have a more neutral colour underneath because it just helps, I don't know, I feel like this kind of wood sort of distracts a little bit, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to put one base of this on first. I don't want a ton of texture on this, so I'm going to use the mini angle brush. This is a synthetic brush. Synthetic bristles generally mean you get less texture, so this is what I'm using for a smoother finish. As I apply the paint, the Caviar, I generally try to follow the grain of the wood. Dixie Belle is super forgiving though, so even if you feel like it's not totally even, it does self-level, so it's a very forgiving paint to use. I'm not using any water, I'm just applying the Caviar straight to the wood. So all of this piece is now painted black, and I'm now going to go in with a very bold blue called Cobalt. It's kind of like that primary blue that you get in school. I have this is currently upside down. The reason being is that I want to get all the underneath painted before I do the top, because I'm going to be doing a blend on the top, but I don't want to do the blend, turn it around and then potentially scratch that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to paint it upside down first and just get the blue on all of the legs and things. Generally, it's up for debate as to whether or not you should paint the underneath of furniture. I personally like to, if I feel like it's potentially on show. Like if it's something that can be seen by the eye without even trying, then I feel like it should be painted. However, if it was really close down to the floor, I probably wouldn't bother. I do really love this colour. It's a super bold blue, and the reason why I put the black underneath is because I feel like it just makes that blue even sort of more impactful, more brighter. Because I've put the Caviar on underneath as a base, I only need to put one coat of the Cobalt on over the top. It's then time to create a little bit of a blend on both the bottom and the top of this piece. So I start with Caviar, which is the black that I've just used, and I put this all around the edges. I then roughly apply my Cobalt Blue in the middle, and I just start to blend it out ever so slightly into the Caviar. And all this is going to do is just create a little bit of moodiness, a little bit of a vignette, just to make that Cobalt Blue look even more striking. And then with a fresh brush, I'm just going to go in and I'm just literally going to blend out those edges, removing any excess from the brush if I feel like the brush is starting to get a little bit clogged up. Dixie Belle is very easy for blending. I want the blend to be kind of visible, I don't want the colours to meld into each other too much, but equally I don't want any really harsh lines. So you can see I'm just applying my brush in various different directions, and then right at the end I'm going to then brush it all in one direction to really smooth this out. Now it's time to paint some faux art florals on top, and I begin by misting a little bit of water just to help the paint move. The two colours I'm starting with are Cotton and Sawmill Gravy. The brush that I'm using is the round 8 brush. I'm using mostly round brushes for all of this. I give my brush also a little mist just to wetten it a little bit, and I dip in both colours, and this is because I want to create a sort of two-tonal colour look as I'm painting. I appreciate my hand is slightly in the way here, but basically what I'm doing to start with is I'm painting some white florals. So I'm going to create some daisies. Here I am bringing you in a little bit closer to try and give you a better view, yet my hand is still kind of in the way. I'm really sorry. But I'm not getting too focused on the details. I'm just creating a little bit of a shape to start with. I'm also not super bothered if it's symmetrical, if it's perfectly central, because I'm always happy with having those imperfections in my work. I think it just makes it that little bit more interesting personally. Plus it just drives me mad to get too bogged down into the measurements of everything. I'm going to paint 3 daisies. As I say, none are going to be exactly like the other, and I'm going to sort of put them central in the table. And also, I'm not really worried if they're different sizes. I guess the way I think about it is if it's in nature, nothing's symmetrical, everything's different sizes, everything has imperfections, and that's so how I like to paint. The next colour I'm using is Kernel Mustard and Daisy. I dipped my brush in both of these colours, and like daisies, I'm just applying a little bit of the yellow pollen colour there in the middle. The Kernel Mustard is just to make it that little bit darker to provide depth. I'm also just applying a little bit of yellow in the white, again just to create a little bit of depth and a little bit of contrast. The next colours I'm using are Evergreen and also Holy Guacamole, which is a little bit more of a yellowy olive colour. And I'm just going to paint some leaves. As you can see, I've dipped my brush in both the colours, and it's just providing a little bit more of a tonal contrast again between the colours, like a little bit of shading, which is what you'd get in nature. If you just use one colour, that can be what makes something look a little bit cartoony. And then I'm using my Caviar just to create some veins in the leaf. I just felt like these were a little bit too harsh though. I kind of went in there darker and darker, and I didn't really like it. I also applied a little bit of Caviar around the edge to create some shadows, and it just made it all look a little bit harsh and muddy. So I just got my brush with the green paint in, and I just blended it out a little bit and just softened it up so it wasn't massively, you know, harsh and in your face. I painted leaves all around the daffodils, and that's just to give this feeling like it's a bit of a bouquet of flowers. Using the same colours I used before, I just created then some vines coming out of the leaves, and I'm using a smaller round brush for this just to create some thinner stems. I also filled in some of the gaps in the middle around the flowers with the green, because I just felt like it was just very, I don't know, like too spaced out. It wasn't looking like full fresh foliage, so I made it feel like there was leaves behind the flowers and the petals as well. The next 2 colours I use are Rustic Red and Tea Rose. So I then began painting some roses, just using the same process as before. I am dipping my brush into both of the colours, and that's just creating some tonal effect. I feel like people get quite nervous about painting roses, and actually it's quite easy. All you do is I'm using a flat brush for this part to start with, and you just create some different strokes, and voila, you got a rose. It's really actually quite easy, and it's one of the easiest flowers to paint. I'm then just applying some leaves on either side of the rose, and I appreciate my hand is blocking the view again, I'm so sorry. And I'm painting more than one rose on here, and hopefully you can see now that there really isn't symmetry on this table. It really is just kind of taking shape in the sense of it looking hopefully a little bit more natural and a little bit more organic, rather than it just looking like very symmetrical painted folk art, if that makes sense. So I start painting more vines in various places, again just to fill out the table and make it look more natural, using a very, very small round brush to paint those stems. And I'm also painting some roses that are actually closed, because I guess it's spring and not everything's opened up yet. So I'm painting some rose buds as well, and always being sure to to paint some leaves around those buds and the roses and things, just to make it feel more fleshed out. If you're ever unsure about shapes and colours for painting like this, all you have to do is go out in nature and take a photo, maybe even just go on Pinterest and have a look at photos of flowers and things on there as well, and just pick out colours and shapes and shading. And you don't need to be like an absolute artist to paint like this. It just takes a little bit of patience and observation. And hey, if it doesn't quite take shape like you expected, you can always just say it's abstract. I forgot to mention I painted the bottom part too in exactly the same way, but just with more roses, and I gave it all a sand and a little bit of distressing as well, just because there was some texture built up there and I thought the distressing might look quite cool. I then seal with a clear wax, and the clear wax will not only seal this, but it will also bring the colours back to life after sanding. I just didn't want loads and loads of texture on top of it. I thought, well, what if there's a spillage and there's all that texture? It'll be really difficult to clean. So I just gave it a really good wax, and what this will do is it will soak into the paint and harden, and then will protect the paint. It's also going to act as a foundation for the decorative wax I'm going to put on over the top. I then apply some black wax over the top. I'm mainly focusing on the areas where I put the Caviar blend, and this again is just to create that drama, a little bit of mood, a little bit of vignette. But I also do apply a little bit in the middle as well, just a tiny little bit, and that's just to create some age. I also apply plenty of the black wax over the blue as well, because in the end I actually went for a little bit of a distressed look and I want it to look old and aged, and it's just going to make, I guess again, the blue look even more dramatic. Here's the difference between the waxed top and the unwaxed bottom. You can really see that the wax brings the colour back through. And here is the finished look. I do hope you enjoyed this makeover and it provided you with a little bit of inspiration as to what you can paint on your own furniture. And as always, guys, everything I've used is in the description below. Have a lovely day and I hope you enjoy your next paint project.